Good afternoon, my beautiful friends. I thought I would come on tomorrow, but today's Saturday and it's about 2:15, and I thought, well, I've got to cook us some kind of lunch. We had breakfast late, and I decided, well, for tomorrow I'm going to make hominy. I don't know if y'all ever had hominy that you make from scratch and not out of the can. You know, it's just cracked corn that's been put in the lye and all that. If you've eaten white, a lot of people don't realize that white or corn tortillas, they're just hominy. You know, just corn that's been ground and like this. Where is my? I got it. This is the masa. Masa I make the tamales out of. It's just white cooked corn, water, lime, so it has lime in it, no preservative. And then in the South, when I was a kid, you've always heard of grits. Well, that's all it's just this hominy that's been ground up real fine, hominy grits. So we're going to have hominy, buttered hominy with cheese tomorrow, especially with the butter, homemade butter. But you have to soak it overnight, so it's a process that has to be done. So we're going to do that. But today, I decided that Mother and I, we needed some kind of food to eat, so I'm going to make a broccoli and potato soup with cornbread. Now you can't beat that. Got those red potatoes we need to use up. And got my broccoli. I get the Great Value broccoli florets. I've let it set out for a little while out of the freezer. I've been researching y'all about the Mediterranean diet. It's all healthy. A lot of healthy stuff. I'll just explain to you what's going on. Let me get my little chair because I'm kind of exhausted today due to what I'm fixing to tell you. So let me roll my little chair over here. And get something to drink. I'll be right back. Well, I decided I would just sit down here and talk to y'all a minute. Since all of you saying I never videotape, and I'm going to start trying to do more of it because some say, well, it would be more interesting if I would come on to where you could see me. Well, you see me. I just don't like putting these things in my mouth, and if it gets to where I'm not going to wear them. But I want to. They drive me crazy. That's why I don't come on. But I told you I was going to tell you what was going on. You know, y'all know my liver's pretty bad. With all that partying that went on in the 80s, excuse me. There's a little Band-Aid. So yesterday, I had to go and, hold on just a minute. There's my little orange chair. See, it's a little shop chair. So if you remember, I say it's an old chair, but it came out of our barn, but I sure like it. I think it came out of the barn. I don't know, I may have got it at a estate sale. I can't remember. But we had to go. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of hemochromatosis. It is a disorder that is sometimes hereditary. You get dark under your eyes. You start having heart palpitations. You get rash on your lower legs, just like diabetes, kind of. You can get rash on your chest. I've known a long time that with the liver disease, it can cause hemochromatosis that's not hereditary. And so I've had my blood, therapeutic blood, taken out, but it's been about a year. So I've been getting really tired, and I have been getting heart palpitations, rash on my legs, and then this last 2 weeks, oh, my hands were so hurting so bad, in these knuckles, especially these two fingers in here. My grandmother had arthritis. Mother has arthritis over hers, but she's 92. So I got to think, I need to get my values, blood test. So I had some from about a month ago. Don't know why I didn't notice it. Well, my hematocrit really high. Not extremely high, but over the value that it should have been. And I got to thinking, I need to try to get some of this iron off of me. And the only way you can get iron off of your body if it's poisoning you or making you feel bad is to get bloodletting, as they used to call it when I was a kid and in the country days. But now it's therapeutic blood drawing. You can get it at the American Blood Center, or some hospitals offer it, but you have to get a doctor's order. So the test that they did, he wanted it below 14 on that hematocrit. Mine was 18, so that's why I was feeling so bad, y'all. So I went yesterday, got this. Just like if you give blood, of course I can't give blood because of having the liver damage, but they just throw the blood away, but it gets it out of your body. And so to make a long story short, I'm gonna have to be careful cooking in the iron skillet like I've done for years, but I slacked off and my iron didn't build up quite as much. But the other day, y'all, when I made that liver, that's just full of iron. Well, that's when my hands started hurting and everything, so I knew, after I thought about it, it had to be the iron in the liver. In this liver, but in the liver that I ate, so I can't do that anymore. So I was researching a Mediterranean diet because that is one of the best diets you can be on if you have liver trouble or kidney disease. So you shouldn't eat like hot dogs, anything that's processed, that's got a lot of sodium in it, you shouldn't eat that. You eat a lot of fruits, a lot of grains, a lot of vegetables, the nuts and seeds and all that. It looks good. So we're going to try, and sweet potatoes are very good. So we're going to try to see if I can make myself feel a lot better from the diet. So I'll be cooking still diabetic friendly stuff, but I'll also be cooking more healthy issues, and we'll just have to go from there and see. But today I'm going to make the potato and broccoli soup, and we're going to make cornbread. I think that sounds good. It's not really a hot weather meal outside, but that's what I've got, and that's what I think we would enjoy today. So let's get to cooking, and we'll get that going. I'll show y'all this morning. These are the peppers I got, and I got some rosemary that I'm going to use today. But here's the peppers from this week. And we're going to have to do something with them, and I'll decide what we can do with them. I got some celery yesterday. And then I bought some more of that. I buy these kebab kits. I've showed them to you before. This is the one from last week, but it's only got green and red peppers. This one has got the onion in it. So to make our soup, broccoli soup, is $1.99. You cannot beat this. Look here. For $1.99, you cannot beat that. So I'll just take one of the onions out because we don't need, well, take that much onion. And then this can go back into the refrigerator. And I've got these from last week, and we're going to use those. I hope y'all are staying out of the heat. I hope you're having a nice weekend. Of course, we're doing nothing as usual. Let me get this bowl out. Now, instead of, I'll go ahead and saute. I can saute in that. But I'm going to start using this pan to saute instead of the iron skillets. I can still cook cornbread and stuff like that. I feel like would be safe for my iron levels. Just have to be more cautious of foods and stuff. We'll break our garlic open. Nothing like fresh garlic for our food. For our foods. Takes me a little bit to get this stuff. Yeah, y'all, after I had that therapeutic blood draw, or giving blood, just as you say, I just have not felt worth poop today. And Mother, she concerns me sometimes. She said, well, I thought I was going to die this morning. And I said, why? And she said, I didn't feel good. And her blood pressure has been about, I've withheld the medicine, it's probably been about 98/56, which is not good, but I got it now that I've got her up and got her bath and got her walking and got her some, I'm going to start after today. I did for a while because of kidney disease. I gave her a teaspoon of baking soda and water. That alkalizes your system. It helps your kidneys. And so I'm going to start that because she's just not doing as well as I want her to. And I always say, you know, I know she's 92, but I don't want her to be 92, and I'll do everything I can to keep her from being 92. There's my garlic press. So we're going to just press that into our pan. That's fresh garlic. Fresh. I mean fresher than frog hair. I'll turn it that way and that gets all that stuff out of there. You don't want that old hull. Then we'll wash that. Get that washed. I need to wash my potatoes, and I'll put some, let me get some baking soda, and then I'll put that on my potatoes. I always wash my potatoes in baking soda water. think it cleans them. And I'll put a little stopper in there. Let those just run. Get all that dirt off or anything I have. Okay, we're going to turn that pan on. And today I'm going to get olive oil. Just some olive oil because that shows that that's good. That's a good thing that I can use. You know what, I may just use the avocado because I don't open a new jug of olive. So we've got the avocado. Let's just put about 3 tablespoons of that. Today I wasn't really trying to teach anything, just come on so y'all would know that everything is going on pretty good here. Y'all are all so sweet, and we do thank you for the comments. I'm going to put some of this rosemary in here. I don't need a whole bunch, but it gives it a good flavor and I like it. So I just pull that off my stem after I washed it. Makes your kitchen smell good too. Oh boy, I'll tell y'all something. Yesterday I took the, on the way back from the blood donation center, I decided, well, I've got to get these Dolly Parton gifts off. So I had told y'all, and the ones of you that haven't watched that, I don't know how many $1,000s worth of stamps that was my father's from his stamp collecting, and some of them were kind of valuable. I mean, that's just something somebody did. They just bought stamps. You can still use them. I've got some that's from 1930 to 1980. So I took them and I told y'all I was going to use those. I use them to mail. That's what I've always. I mail things with them. Still, they have to take them once you buy them. They take them at the post office. So I went in with this big old box of stamps and my two Dolly Parton, and I was looking for 2 different boxes because I didn't have. Well, the woman looked at me like I had lost my mind. She said, "Now, what did you say, sir? Now, what are you talking about? We need to do what?" I said, "Well, I just want, let me take that off right now. I just want to mail these, you know, I want to." So, each box was about $18. So here I am, sitting in that post office. People coming in thinking I'm half lost my mind. Here I am licking and sticking those darn stamps all over those boxes. I know they all probably thought I was really from an insane asylum or something. But I got it done. That's all that matters. And they should go off Monday, I think she said. I'm not sure. They may have went off yesterday. I don't know. Okay, now we're going to chop our little bit of rosemary. Those onions will cook down and be soft to where Billie Jean can eat them. He don't chew very much. I gotta get this. I nearly let my garlic burn, but I got to talking. It'll be alright. It'll give it a flavor, won't it? So today I'm moving very, very slow. This morning I got up and I thought, because that makes me so dehydrated feeling. Put a little green pepper in it. It's bell pepper. I don't want a whole bunch of that in my potato soup, but do a little bit of green and a little bit of red. I love this cutting board that's made out of something. Bamboo. That's what it's made out of. Bamboo. Okay, let me just kind of, I got it on low. See, that's your little bit of, just kind of cook that down. While I'm at it, I'm going to take a sprig of this fresh celery. No, I'll take two. I think I'll take two. And let me rinse it off. I've washed it with that, whatever. I'll peel my celery because I don't like those damn strings in there. I just cut it and peel it. See all them old strings? I never liked that. You can pull that off. So much better. This off. Okay. There's another little string there. I get a little celery in there. Get a little bit of calcium and all that in that from that celery. Okay. Now we'll turn that back up just a hair. Let me get this mess cleaned up from the celery. Get our little celery mess. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and saute this pretty good. I'll go ahead and take our great value broccoli. And I'll probably, let me get a bowl. You kind of chop that while it's still frozen. Not frozen, but very cold. Seems to do better to me. I could have put that in the chopper and I could have done all that, but you can fast forward. Like I said, You can fast forward or sit here or visit, or I wish we could visit. I get lonesome here, but you know, life. Life is what you make it, my grandma always said. Well, I'm trying to make it. Trying to stay as healthy and as alive as we can. That's what we've got to deal with. I know y'all are too. You know, raising kids is a wonderful thing, and then they decide to leave. Turn that back down. Then you're just kind of alone anyway, so you know that's the way it goes. Now some of this I can cut. I just wanted some of this to be smaller, so it kind of would give just a kind of thickening. It'll kind of thicken. It'll just give it a better flavor if it's not in big hunks, all of it. It all should cook down pretty good. Now then, let me use this. Get this out of the way. This is just a recipe. I've not made this. I'm just making it today. We'll turn it up now. So that'll give us a little bitty bit in there. I'll tell you what, I'll just go ahead. Let me make sure these are kind of chopped. You don't have to have them in the big pieces, but you don't have to have them in the little pieces either. Kind of coat those. Get that coated. Get that all out of that bowl. I think that might have enough oil on it. Let's get it on up there. I better put a little bit, because I might have to add a little thickener to this while I'm doing it. So that'll be kind of more like a stir fry. But then when we add our thickener and our flour, you want to just coat those, but you won't get a little flour. I'm just going to add some flour to that. Stir it around. You can eyeball that to just where you get that kind of floury and cooked. It'll give it just a little bit of, kind of like a roux. You want that flour to cook so you don't get lumps. Remember, you don't want lumps. You don't want lumps. I think I've got some chicken broth. So we're going to take Let's just take we'll take about a cup, and then we'll put our chicken broth in with our water. Right now, I'm just going to add that to our pot. Get that kind of cooking. We'll bring that up a little bit. Okay, I'll be back. Let me get this mess cleaned up. Okay, I've got one more garden potato that I'm going to add to the soup. I've scrubbed these and washed them, and if you see any little bad place, then this is when I always evaluate and take it out. Add those to my pot. They'll cook down. You can peel them, but I feel like the peeling is where I get all the vitamins. That looks pretty, don't it? Okay, we'll get us let's get us, remember these baby carrots that I always buy from the, let me rinse them. I don't want too many, I just want maybe 4, oh 5, 6, okay. Put these back in the refrigerator. I'll put them in one of my little bowls. And then I know when I'm ready to use them. I've got carrots that I don't have to peel. That's the best thing about it, is anything that will help me I'll put my lid on this knife box. I hope y'all tried to bake some of that brown butter cookies. They were so good. Let me rinse these. I still got my water. Washing. Still got my soda water there. So I better get the big knife, because I know if I don't, I'll cut something that I don't need to be cutting. Yeah. We'll just add those to our pot. Now I have not put any salt, I have not put anything in the pot. These garden potatoes, I just didn't want more goody, as I call the soup, than I did the liquid. And see, then it still makes a big thing of soup. We'll let that cook. I let it cook away. I let it cook way down. I'll put my lid back on there and just let it steam real good while we get the cornbread ready. Like I said, we got mother her bath, or I think I said, we got mother her bath. I got me, of course my bath I take 2 times a day probably. So let me get that, I always use this, of the Shawnee fly. I make this, I use this homestead cornbread. I change it up a little bit. I'll probably, no, I'm just gonna do that 1 pan, so that's all right. Then we can do this one, 2 cups, and then I do 2 cups of leveled off 1, 2 cups. Cornmeal. 1 cup. Of flour. Yeah, I follow it. We'll do 4 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 teaspoons of your Clever Girl baking powder. Messy. You're messy today. That's nothing unusual. So let's get 1.5 teaspoons of SALT salt. Okay, let me get my other. Right, there's 1. We'll do a half. 1.5. 1.5 cups of milk. I'll just get this cup. I use this cup some. That's 1.5 right there. I use 2 eggs. Might as well use 2 eggs. That's 2 eggs. Okay, while I'm doing this, let's turn that down to let it simmer now. I wanted that to be up boiling so I could get some of that, those heavier, those thicker vegetables, so they would cook. Some of those potatoes and those carrots especially, so I just let it boil. Let me see, I've got 2 tablespoons of your grease or shortening. Y'all, today, I imagine you can tell I'm not up to par. And don't be concerned because it just is part of it. And I have to still cook and all that, so we'll be fine. Just know. And I'm not sure if Granny Pat and I'll come on tomorrow or not, because she thinks that we should start doing our live once a month, since we're not getting a lot of, I mean, there's response, but not, y'all, it takes a lot to get that done. And with my health and with her, it might be better if we could do it once a month, or whenever, like once a month. So we'll see, but I'll post. There won't be a show, or there will be a show. I like to use a whisk just to get that kind of mixed, and then I can use my bigger spoon. Now that's not going to be a huge big pan of cornbread like I usually do. I should have, but I just didn't. This is a different recipe than I usually use. This is off in the cornmeal sack. Now I'm not going to use the skillet today because of the iron. I'm going to use my old trusty cake pan. I love it, and I made cornbread in it for million times. I've made cornbread in this pan, and it does wonderful. So, you know, when you do this, I can't heat the pan and that's one reason I decided to do this different recipe, so that we can put this in our little convection oven. And I'll put that on 400 for about 20. I'll start out at 20 minutes, but let me see what this says. 425 to 25 to 30 minutes. Let me get some of this mess cleaned up. Messy mess. I thought about making a cake tomorrow. I don't know what kind of cake or what kind of anything. Let me check I don't have my pot and my lid rag, but we can use this one. We can use this clean towel that I just got out of the bath, the washer. See how that's coming along, y'all? So now I can add my pepper. Add our pepper, and let's put us some salt in it. Let's put us about, let's start off with a teaspoon. Teaspoon. Yeah, that looks pretty good, y'all. Getting there. It's just a good vegetable soup. You can't go wrong with that. I don't usually make that in the summer, but sometimes you know how you just get hungry for something. Well, I wasn't just hungry for this. I knew it would be easy and I wouldn't have to work my brain, and it would give us nutrients, and then it wouldn't have a lot of iron in it. But I need this for, anybody needs this after any kind of soup like this is good for, called rib sticking. Always stick to your ribs, Grandma would always say. Okay. Let me get this kind of cleaned up. We'll check back. The cornbread's in. I'm getting a piece of butter from, y'all hadn't watched the video on how to make your own butter. I just keep it in the freezer and I put it out here on the little plate. I found this little cup, well I have several, to go with this pink dishes. I don't know how that one got out of wherever it was from. Now we just let this thaw out right here on the stove. That'll be some good homemade butter for our cornbread. I've got everything just about kind of cleaned up here. I had washed and cleaned, and I'll set our hominy back over here. See that? Let's see if it's, I don't know if it's even been in there long enough. It's swollen some, y'all. That hominy will swell up, and I'll stir it every once in a while. Let me see about this soup now. Now y'all, we can cut that soup off. Let me check it and make sure though, because you know me. Go. That might cook just a little longer. Let's take a potato. Oh, that potato's done. We just let them carrots, they can sit in there. I'm going to turn that off and just leave that right there. Because that turned out, y'all, to be a pretty good looking soup. It's got a lot of vitamins in it. We better take a little bite just to make sure. Because you know, Billie Jean, I'm not going to burn my mouth. I had to blow it. No, it's good. It's very good. That'd be so good with that cornbread. I might cream that just a little bit so it'll be easier for Billie Jean to eat. I could take my old potato masher like this and just kind of cream it. That'll just make it a little creamier. Cream them carrots. That'll just kind of give it a good. Now, see now how creamy that's gotten creamy. If I had some cream, you know, cow, not half and half, but cream, I would. That'll make a good. That makes a good soup. Look at that. After I creamed that, see how it got me. I'm gonna set the hominy over here, and I'll keep my spoon for I'll call it my hominy spoon. Well, I tell y'all, if y'all hadn't made this pepper, I had to open another jar. I put it on our roast beef sandwiches yesterday. We had I had some more roast beef, and I put it on those roast beef buns, onion buns that I had made. I didn't make a video of it. And that was so good, y'all. Y'all need to do that recipe if you hadn't done it. I've got my grapes. We might try to do our grape jelly tomorrow. I'm just going to have to wait and see how I feel. That's what it all boils down to. I'm just going to start having to wait to see how I feel. See, now that's just doing fine. That's just going to be fine. All right, when the cornbread gets ready, I'll be back. Yeah, I thought I'd get the cornbread. Let me get the pot holders. And I thought I just wanted to butter the top of this cornbread before it got too done. Now I've got my challenge butter that I use for that, since that other's not thawed out. That's why I like stick butter too. So I can just lay it on there and then just go around on it and butter it. That's what makes such good cornbread butter. Those convection ovens, see how that's cracking at the top? It's because it's the convection oven. They cook so fast. Now if I was going to win the prize for cornbread, I wouldn't be putting it in the convection oven. Now look at all that butter on there, that's good. See, that's why I like a stick of butter. I can use that, but it wasn't thawed out, so. Now, I'll put this back into the oven, and I think it's probably got 12 minutes, maybe. We'll just shut that let that 12 minutes run, and then I'll be back. Okay, I just got the cornbread out, and I think it's done. We'll give us a little toothpicky. Give us a little toothpicky and just see. I think it is. I want to make sure. You can tell by if it's heavy. And it feels heavy. We'll check it. Let it cool off just a little bit. I can take it out of that pan, let it cool a little better probably. On that board. You can tell from this side for sure, yeah, it's done. Because it's not spongy or nothing. Oh. Make sure. Ooh, that's hot. That's hot, y'all. Sure is pretty cornbread. Pretty cornbread. Get mother a little cornbread. Get me a little cornbread. I'll just go ahead and cut the cornbread in case somebody y'all come. I'll have the cornbread cut. Ooh. So see, y'all can make that homemade cornbread without all those byproducts in those Martha White. I think say Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart cornbread. She may have cornbread, I don't know. One of my friends lives next door to her. Said she's kind of unusual. I said, I figured that. Honey, a thing from the South, they're unusual like that. Oh, I don't mean that. See our butter. Not quite. There's a cornbread now. I'll get Mother's plate. Next year in just a minute, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and butter that cornbread. Butter those cornbreads. So we can. I'm so hungry. I didn't eat a lot this morning. There's some cornbread and butter. Get a little, this little plate. I'm gonna put Mother cornbread on there. She probably won't eat too, but you never know. I've already got a tray ready to. I've got a tray ready to fix. I'll set it over here. Got a little spoon and a, let me see about, I've got my ladle. Let me put this lid right there. Let's get this old Melmac ladle. Stir that around. Stir that around. Get some of those carrots. I don't know, she might, I doubt she'll eat that much, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it for her. I'm going to do that for her. So that's what we're going to have, is our broccoli potato soup with our homemade cornbread and the homemade butter. And that's just what we're going to have. So I hope y'all have a good evening. I'll try to come on tomorrow and make something, and we'll see about what we're going to do. Granny Pat and I think we probably won't do a show but once a month, but I'll post it. God bless y'all. God bless Mom and I. God bless the United States. Stay out of the heat. We love you. Wish you was here to eat with us. Bye-bye.